you're going to start off by melting some butter, and it can be butter or, if we can get the cooker to come on, that's it, butter or margarine, okay, to make your sauce. Now, this process that we're going to do is called making a roux, and sometimes you'll see this in a recipe book. It says make a roux sauce, okay, and if that's what they're asking you to do, it basically means melting butter and flour together. That's what a roux is, okay. So traditionally this was invented by some brothers called the Roux brothers, and they're quite famous. You might have even seen their recipe books and things around. So you melt your butter or your margarine in the bottom of your pan, and then you're going to add enough flour to kind of bind it into a little ball. Now, usually that is equal quantities. Now, I've put the flour into a little tub, and have you done the same, Barbara? Right, okay, so what you can do is, if you're not quite sure, you can perhaps not add it all, do you see what I mean, and just hold a little bit back, because flours just vary a little bit, and it depends how accurately you have measured out your butter, or in this case, how accurately Barbara and I have measured out the butter, okay? So we'll put that into the pan. So it's just going to be melted, and then we're just going to put in the butter. And what happens here, basically, so we're going to put in the flour. What happens here, basically, is that it turns into a little ball at the bottom of the pan. Yes, like that. Now I'm going to switch that heat out and just stir it together. Now, in days gone by, what used to, you know, chefs had loads and loads of time to cook, they used to heat up their milk and put their spices and things into the milk and flavour it. Now, you can still do that, but obviously we're trying to be realistic tonight. So what I'm going to do is just add the milk and then put a bay leaf in just to flavour it tonight. And this is just a very basic idea. So you take your Snowpro, and obviously if you're using Snowpro, you'll know that you need to give it a bit of a shake. If you don't give it a bit of a shake, you'll see that it comes out with sort of like a creamy top on it, a little bit like full-fat milk. Now, the quantities for this recipe ask for a little bit more than the 1 tub of Snowpro. So I'm going to add about 1/3 of my tub, and then just mix that through. Now, my heat is off, so I'm just going to mix that through until it's all mixed through. I'll bring that over so that you can all see. Can you see that? And then, oops, wrong one, the one that I haven't opened. Next third, and then the last third. There we go. And then you do all of that actually off the heat. If you do it on the heat, it's more likely to go into lumps. If it does go into lumps, the thing to do with your sauce is to take it off the heat and to use like a balloon whisk. But I did check the drawers here, and we don't have balloon whisks here. Right, so there's your sauce, and it's actually quite simple to do. Now, the good old Saint Delia puts everything into the saucepan together. So she would take her butter and her flour and her carton and just put it all into the saucepan and whisk it with the balloon whisk. And that's called an all-in-one sauce, or sometimes people refer to it as Delia's sauce now. But you can just put it all in together. But I think it's good to perhaps learn how to do this if you haven't done this before. And you're just going to keep it stirring until it goes thick. Right, so pop those to one side. And what I'm going to do, just to flavour it this evening, is I'm just going to put in a bay leaf. Have you got some open, Barbara? Oh, brilliant. Okay, so I'll use Barbara's because they're open. And what you can do is you can actually flavour the sauce, you know, in any way that you wish. Now, that's thickening up really nicely. Everybody quite happy with that? It's not overly difficult. And I would like everybody just to make one lot of sauce, all right, just so that you can have a little practice of it, because it's something that we haven't actually done before. That's great, Barbara. Thank you. Oh, look, she's got some fresh ones. Fantastic. Now, normally what you do is just leave that in the sauce and it would flavour the sauce. Okay, it would flavour it, put in some salt and pepper. Oops, a daisy. See if I can... Not quite tall enough, am I? A little bit of salt and pepper as well. Oh, that one's not open either. And that bay leaf will just take the flavour. Can you see that's a nice consistency? Yes? Now, if it's too thick, obviously you can thin it down with a little bit more Snow Pro. And as it cools down, it will get a little bit thicker. So we'll leave that to one side and we can use that later on.